Today we are going to have the model answer of human settlements. Human settlement is an important lesson in your textbook, and it gives you more information about the population distribution in two countries, that is India and Brazil. As per the questions that are given here, you can see in the first question a chart is given, graph is given to you, and you have to observe that figure, and some questions are given below that figure, and the questions are that is about the trend of urbanization in India. And the first question is, what was the percentage of urbanization in the year 1961? You can see it in the graph, that the graph is showing you with the line, it is the line graph, simple line graph, and it is showing you percentage of urban population in India from 1961 to 2011. As you know that population census is conducted every decade in India in the beginning of the decade. So the census was conducted in 1961, then 71, 1981, 2001, and the last census that was conducted in India, it was in 2011. So now you can see the figures that are given in that line graph. In 1961, you can see the figure given, it is 18%. Okay. And how it is 18%, you can see it on the y-axis from 0 to 35. The figures are given, and above 35 percentage is mentioned, isn't it? So the figures given year-wise, they are the percentage of urban population. In 2011, you can see the figure is 31.2. There is a gradual increase in the urban population of India. So the first question is, what was the percentage of urbanization in 1961? It was quite less, and you can see the figure is 18%. Let's come to the second question. In which decade was urbanization the highest? Okay, decade means the 10 years. In which 10 years the urbanization was the highest? And you can see it in 1961 and 71, it remained just the same, 18 and 18.2. Then from 71 to 81, it increased from 18 to 23. That means it increased by near about 5%. From 81 to 91, from 23 to 25, only 2% growth was there. From 91 to 2001, again from 25.7% to 27.8%. That is again near about 2% growth. But in the year 2001 to 2011, you will see the growth is from 27.8% to 31.2%. That is near about 5%, isn't it? So you can write the answer. The trend of urbanization was highest in the decade 2001 to 2011. Okay. Then, in which decade was the growth of urbanization lowest? So you can see in 61 to 71, only 0.2% urbanization increased. So you have to write the answer 1961 to 71. What inference can you draw regarding India's urbanization after reading the graph? So you can see there is a slow growth, okay, and slowly, steadily, and gradually the urbanization is increasing in India. The speed of urbanization is not much, okay, it is slowly and by only 4 to 5% every decade, not more than that. Maximum is 5% growth in urbanization in the year 2001 to 2011. Now let's see the next one. Next question is, there is a map given to you in question number 2. Observe the figure and answer the following question. Here you can see percentage of urban population in Brazil. Okay, and in this map they have given you with the choropleth method, that is different shades of one color. They have mentioned the percentage of urban population. In the index you can see there 91 to 100, that is the highest percentage, and the lowest is 51 to 60%. Okay, and with the colors you can come to know about the different percentage of urban population in Brazil. Now let's see the first question there. Which state in Brazil is the most urbanized? Now in the map you can see 91 to 100 is having dark pink color. So with that you can observe it in the map. It is shown in Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Espírito Santo. Okay, so mention only two states, that much is sufficient. So you have to write the answer Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. These are the two states which are most having most urbanization. Okay, now the next question. Which state is the least urbanized? Now, least urbanized, that means 51 to 60% of urban population. So that is in the map, according to the map, it is Para, isn't it? Can you see that Para? Para state is having the least population. Then next question is, what is the percentage of urban population in the southernmost state? Now, which is the southernmost state in Brazil? First, you have to identify that state, and that is Rio Grande do Sul. That is the southernmost state in Brazil. Santa Catarina, and to the south of Santa Catarina, you can see Rio Grande do Sul. So the percentage of urban population in Rio Grande do Sul, now you can see it is near about 71 or 81 to 90%. The color, it is matching with 81 to 90. So in the southernmost state, that is Rio Grande do Sul, the percentage of urban population is 81 to 90. Now let's see the next question. What is the percentage of urban population in Amapá state? Now where is this Amapá state? You can see the northernmost state in Brazil. Okay, northernmost state near French Guiana, and in Amapá the same shading is given, that is of 81 to 90. So your answer is the percentage of urban population in Amapá is 81 to 90. I hope how to read the map and the chart or the graph is now clear to you. You have to take help of the index that is shown there, the figures that are mentioned there, and also the shade of the color which is given in the index. With the help of that, you can answer the questions and you can get full marks. This is objective question. You can score full marks on this. Okay. Now, let's come to the brief questions. And the first question, question number 3, first is, why are settlements sparse in northeastern Brazil? Northeastern Brazil, if you see the region, it is the drought quadrilateral region. That means northeastern part of Brazilian highlands. Now, as you have studied about physiography as well as climatic conditions in Brazil, you know that the northeastern Brazil is the dry and arid region, and it is having hot climatic condition. The trade winds which are coming from the southeast, they are obstructed by the Great Escarpment, and then they give heavy rainfall on the eastern coast of Brazil, southeastern coast of Brazil. Then these winds, they cross the Great Escarpment and when they reach to the northeastern part of Brazilian highlands, these winds are almost dry, and therefore they give very scanty rainfall. So the conditions here are dry and arid. This is the rain shadow region, and therefore we find less amount of water available for irrigation. Also, the soil here is not that much fertile. It is the hilly region, full of ups and downs, uneven topography it is having. So dry and arid climate, hot climate, less rainfall, rain shadow region, drought prone region, water is not available for irrigation. Due to all these conditions, we find that the human settlements are sparse in northeastern Brazil. Now see the answer given there. Northeastern Brazil is the rain shadow region. Okay. The amount of annual average rainfall in this region is only 600 millimeters. Okay. Then, therefore, this region is considered as the drought prone region. Due to scanty rainfall, agriculture and other industries are not well developed in this region. And therefore, the human settlements are sparse in northeastern Brazil. Okay. Now, next question is second one. Why do human settlements grow in specific locations only? Okay. There are some factors which help in the settlement, development of the human settlement. And these factors are mostly, first one, the physiography of the region, the climatic conditions that are prevailing there, and availability of water, and fertile soil is there, then development of industries, availability of resources. These are the different factors which affect the development of human settlement. And therefore, it is said that the regions which are drought prone or which are very dry and arid region like a desert region, or the regions having infertile land which is not fertile, or the regions having unhealthy climatic conditions, they adversely affect the growth of human settlement. Okay, let's take the example here. Drought prone region, that means water is not available for domestic purposes, water is not available for agriculture. So such drought prone region is the northeastern part of Brazilian highland. You can give examples here in the answer. While writing the answer, you can give the examples. So northeastern part of Brazilian highland is the drought prone region. Also, the eastern side of Western Ghats in India, that is the rain shadow region, that is drought prone region. In Rajasthan again, we are having Rajasthan and the run of Kutch of Gujarat. We are having drought prone region. So human settlements are sparse. Desert region, that is Marusthali of Rajasthan, Bagar region. Human settlements are sparse due to adverse climatic conditions, infertile soil, okay, and the topography. Then regions having unhealthy climatic conditions. Which region is there? We are studying about Brazilian equatorial region. Okay, it is having hot and humid climatic conditions, equatorial climatic conditions. Dense rainforests have developed in this region, and the soil is marshy, which is full of creepers and reptiles. The sunlight cannot reach on the ground. As a result, we find unhealthy climatic conditions prevail in the equatorial region of Brazil, that is the Amazon basin. So in the Amazon basin, we find less development of human settlement. Okay. Then in such regions, the agriculture and industries do not progress. Okay, as there is no agriculture, no raw material is available for the industries, and therefore industries also cannot develop. As its effect, the human settlements do not grow in the region. Regions with fresh air and bright sunlight, regions with availability of water, regions having fertile land, regions having moderate rainfall, etc. support the growth of human settlement. Okay, now let's see. In Brazil, the human settlements are dense on the eastern coast and southeastern part of Brazil, that is Sao Paulo is there, Santa Catarina is there, Rio de Janeiro, we find dense human settlements here. The reason is bright sunlight, fresh air is there, soil is fertile, availability of mineral resources is there, ample water is available because of the southeast trade winds which are bringing the ample rainfall. Okay, and due to these reasons, we find growth of human settlements in the southeastern part of Brazil. In India, fertile soil, that is Gangetic plain, there also ample of sunlight is available, availability of water is there, topography is undulating topography, and therefore dense population is found, or dense development of the human settlements is found on the Gangetic plain of India. In such regions, the agriculture and industries, they progress well. As agriculture is there, more people are engaged in agricultural activities, and through the agricultural production we get raw material for the industries, so industries also flourish. As its effect, human settlements grow in such areas. In this way, due to presence of favorable factors, human settlements, they grow in specific locations only. Okay, in this answer the examples are not mentioned, but I have given you now, so you have to note down those examples of different regions in Brazil and India. Now let's come to the next question. Where do you find dispersed settlement in India, and explain why? Sparse density of settlements, okay, and that is found in India in the regions like the Himalayan regions or the desert region. Okay, Himalayan region, that means Jammu Kashmir, Uttaranchal, then you are having Himachal Pradesh, then in eastern Himalayas you are having Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim Himalayas is there, and the Purvanchal region. In this part of India we find sparse settlements. See the answer given there. There exists variety in the pattern of human settlements in India. Variety in human pattern of human settlement means some settlements are sparse, some are dense, some are urban, some are rural, some are industrial. Okay, so some settlements are agro-based. So that is the variety in the patterns of the human settlements in India. Variety in climatic conditions, availability of water, slope of land, fertile soil, level of development, etc. These are the different factors which affect the development of human settlement. Okay. Now, if climatic conditions are favorable, moderate rainfall, mild temperature, and not severely cold, in such climatic conditions, they favor the human settlement. Availability of water for agriculture, that is for irrigation, for domestic purposes, as well as for industries. If water is available through canals or through rivers, then we find development of settlement. If slope of a land is flat, gentle slope, undulating, then there also human settlements, they grow. If land is fertile, agriculture will develop, more agricultural production will be taken. So you find more dense population or human settlement there. Level of development. If the development of that settlement is less, that means people are engaged in primary activities, then the concentration of population will be less. But if the population is engaged in tertiary activities or secondary activities, that means development of industries and communication, road transport, trade has increased there, then at such place we find more dense human settlement. Now, in rural areas of India, in the villages, you will find less development of human settlement. But in the metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Madras or Chennai, in these cities, we find the dense human settlement. On the other hand, in the hot and arid areas of Thar Desert, that is Marustali, Rajasthan Desert, scattered human settlements are seen. Why scattered human settlements are seen? Because the climatic conditions are unfavorable, severe climatic conditions, very hot, no water available for agriculture and domestic purposes and also for industries. So scanty rainfall, no waterfall available. The soil is infertile soil, which does not suit for the agricultural production. Less development of transport routes, less development of trading activities, and therefore we find the human settlements, they are less developed in the hot and arid region of Thar Desert. We find nucleated settlements in India in North Indian plains. I have told you earlier, Gangetic plains it is known as, or North Indian plains it is known as, wherein we find the fertile soil, alluvial soil, which is deposited by the Himalayan rivers. Then we are having flat topography there. Water is available because of the perennial Himalayan rivers. Also, sufficient rainfall is there. As the region is very near to Tropic of Cancer, sunlight is bright throughout the year. Mild climatic conditions are there. And therefore, we find nucleated settlements in the North Indian plains as well as the Eastern coastal plain. Eastern coastal plain, it has fertile soil. Delta regions have been developed near the mouth of river Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri on the eastern coast. So fertile plains are developed there. So we find the agricultural production is more and nucleated human settlements have developed in the region. Dispersed settlements are also seen in the dense forest covered region. Which region? Region of Sahyadri, region of Vindhya ranges, region of Satpura ranges. The mountain ranges, they are covered with a dense forest. So there we find sparsely populated human settlements. In the tribal regions of central India, like Gadchiroli district or Chhattisgarh, in that region also we find sparse population. Then in Rajasthan, due to the desert soil, Ran of Kutch because of the arid soil, Himalayan slopes because of the severe slope and severe climatic conditions because of the uneven topography and temperature that are decreasing below freezing point. In such regions, we find less development of the human settlements. Suppose you get the question that in the northwestern part of Brazil, the human settlements are sparse, or in the central western part of Brazil, the human settlements are sparse. How will you answer that? Reason is just the same, because the northern part of Brazil in the Amazon basin, the equatorial hot and humid climatic conditions prevail. These conditions are unhealthy. Dense forests are there. Rainforests are there. The soil is marshy, and therefore we find less development of human settlements in the Amazon basin, in the equatorial region, or in the northern part of Brazil. Okay. Now next is the western part of Brazil. In western part of Brazil, you come to the Pantanal region. So Pantanal region is the largest wetland in the world. You know about it. And the soil is marshy. Here we find the reptiles. So these conditions are not suitable for the development of human settlement. No development of agriculture, no development of industries, no development of transport routes. And therefore, in Pantanal region, that is central western part of Brazil, we find less development of human settlements. Okay, so with this, we have come to an end of the 7th lesson, that is the human settlement. I hope the different points are clear to you. why in some areas the settlements are sparse and why in some areas of Brazil and India the human settlements are dense or nucleated. And also this lesson is important for the graph and the map questions also, that means for objective questions. Okay, and few portion of the lesson they have been deleted for this year, so you must be having marked that much of portion. So get it clear and prepare only those questions that we have discussed. Okay, thank you.